So, did you just complete the MSQ in an area and you still can't fly? Are you tired of wasting time not being able to find the last Aether Current? Fret no more, fellow men children. In today's video, I'll be giving you a visual guide on where all the Aether Currents are. Throughout my years of Final Fantasy XIV, I found that I wasted a lot of time just because I didn't know exactly where the current was, or I didn't know a certain path that needed to be taken. Let me tell you guys, it was hard not to pick up any Aether Currents along the way, but I completed the whole MSQ and saved all of the currents so I could come back and show you exactly where they are. So it's time we both stopped walking and started flying. A quick disclaimer before we start. This guide will be showing areas that might be considered spoilers, so if you haven't completed the MSQ, proceed with caution. This guide is designed to help new players who are not familiar with the Aether Current system, eliminate any confusion and provide you with a visual guide in a video format, and provide some tips and tricks to help maximize your efficiency. For players who may not know, Aether Currents are needed to unlock flying mounts and zones from heavenwards onward. To unlock flying in a zone, players must attune to all of the Aether Currents there. Some are found in the field marked by green wind swirls and a humming sound. Those are the ones we'll be covering today. Others are obtained through main scenario quests and side quests. Players can track their progress in the Aether Currents window under Travel in the main menu. As we begin, I want to cover some quick tips that will make things easier. I recommend using a Disciple of the Land job if you have one that is high level. Creatures 4 level above you won't attack you, so depending on its level, it may be useful to you. If you didn't know, you can make markers on your map with Control right click. This is incredibly handy and will give you an idea of where you want to go. And finally, there is some experience to be had for exploring sections of the zone and doing unlock Aether quests. So if you have a job that isn't capped, you may want to cash in on that free experience. Also guys, if you have the STS Fenrir route, make sure you're using it as it will go faster than a regular mount. The zones will be done in chronological order to help relieve any spoilage, and also in the event that you're using this guide as you are completing a zone. Without any further delay, let's begin. First up is Urqopacha. The Aetherite is sitting right outside of the Icolvus Inn on top of a large rock. This one is found inside of Mipless Mate Garden. There is a small ledge where the Aether sits overlooking the town. Just head to the location. You will see the current on a rock with mountain bears in the area. It is very close to the southwestern edge of the traversable area. This was found just east of the Agave Jaws on a ledge that overlooks the agave fields below. Just northwest of Siblis Coffee Grounds is the ramp that leads to the current. It'll be right on top of a cliff overlooking Urqopacha. You will find this current just north of Proof. It's on a cliff edge by the Tombs of the Giants. This current is located at the entrance of Warkor Lador. You will find it near the water's edge on a rock. Just west of Chiwagger Lake, you'll find this current. The Aether Current overlooks some empty fields along the cliffside. East of Shade's Grief, you'll find that the current is hiding behind a stone tower. It's also overlooking a molten pit from a cliff top. Surrounded by bloodsuckers, this current is tucked away on a cliff that overlooks the valley. Just head north from the Aetherite and keep right of the cliff division. The second area is Kozama'Uka. From the Aetherite, just head northeast until you cross a bridge. Head further north and you will find a current just northwest of the House of Waters High. For this one, I will travel from the Okanu Aetherite. As you can see, it's right inside this cave, to the right, on top of a rock. The current can be found at the House of High Winds. Don't go up in the tree, but instead just look behind the staircase and you'll find the current at ground level. For currents 4 and 5, ensure you are also coming from Okanu. You cannot find a way down the cliff if you come from the Many Fires Aether. Number 4 is located just northeast of Dock Poga at the end of a pier. This one I found on a hillside top overlooking the river just northwest of Stride of the Sun. For this Aether, you're going to want to teleport to Earth and Shire if you can. Just north of the Shoals of No Return, you'll see the Aether on a rock in a riverbank. As you can see, it's also right in front of a shipwreck. This one can be accessed by either Earth and Shire or the Many Fires Aetherite. It's right in between the two Aetherites in the middle of a little patch of land right under a tree. This one is best accessed by teleporting to the Earth and Shire Aetherite. The Aetherite is inside of a cave. If I'm not mistaken, one of your quests runs you right by this one, so you almost have to purposely dodge this to not have it. It's located on a little island in the middle of a lake. Can't miss it. As a tip, use a mount and go underwater. Your travel speed is way faster than swimming on top. Many Fires is the best Aetherite if you're teleporting. I did find that it was helpful to go east around the mountain range before heading to the riverbank where the Aether sits. Your nearest Aetherite is Igbrax. Just off the path to the east, you will find the Aether. It's also right next to a little dock. The Aether is just north of the little village of Ilion Asso. You'll find it right before the riverbank on a small ledge overlooking the water. Just follow the path southwest from Igbrax and you'll find the Aether Current overlooking a stone quarry. It's also just northwest of Exmun Hoja. This one wasn't too bad. Just circle the large body of water northeast of Igbrax. The current also lies on the north side of Yak Soli. It's a bit of a drive to get out here, but just go to the most southern point on the eastern side of the map until you come across a rock formation. It can be approached from the east or west without an issue. At Cenote Jayunga, you'll find the Aether Current just south of the bridge. There is a ramp made of tree trunks leading you down. As you can see, it'll be right next to the big blue crystals. This is just east of Moxu Toral Zuj. The Aether is behind the 3 buildings in a row on a small cliff, overlooking the village and the cenote. This one was found northwest of Ankle Deep Cenote. It's right under one of these little natural wood arches, and again, overlooking the cenote below. Located on the northern side of the cenote Neozate, the Aether is under a natural wooden arch at the edge of the water. This is just outside the town to the very southeast section surrounded by a cenote. You will find it overlooking the water. This one is actually located inside the town on the most southern west building. There's a staircase in the back that leads up to the Aether Current. This Aether is located on the southern edge of Tonatinyawi. You will find it on top of a rock overlooking the town. This current is northwest of the Aetherite atop a mini cliff. The dome and the town should both be visible from the Aether Current's location. This current is just on the outskirts of the town atop a giant rock formation. This one overlooks Shaaloani Springs and shouldn't be hard to find. There's a cave entrance leading to this current. Just follow it all the way to the back and you'll come across a candlelit vigil. Pro tip here. One of the Aetherite quests takes you right to this location of the Aetherite. Ensure you pick up the quest, Meaning of the Spirits, from Peimepa at 19.3 by 27.9 before heading to this current. This current is located in the southwestern edge of Shaaloani Station. It will be found on a small cliff ledge where the current is still barely visible. This current is easily visible from the Aetherite crystal and is found on a nearby dock at the water's edge of Lake Toori. Straight across the lake from the Aetherite, you'll find a current on top of a little hilltop. The fastest way is to go underwater across the lake on a mount and then just pop back up rather than riding all the way around it. You will find this current southeast of Shaaloani Station. It's sitting on top of a small rock formation. That rock formation is alone and stands out against the relatively flat land. If you search along the cliff wall, you'll see a little cul-de-sac. Their current is there in an eastern cutaway. The current is directly west of the Aetherite. You can't miss it. Again, it's on a ledge overlooking the giant wall. You should have already gotten this one as it's right at the entrance of the Sky Hideout. The questline will run you right by this. Just follow the cave to the hideout. This current is located atop a large cliff and the points of ingress must be either taken at 26.4 by 12.4 if you are coming from the outskirts, or 27.1 by 23.6 if you are coming from Shaaloani Station. This current is just north of the train tracks on a small cliff. If you're coming from the number 2 current, I just go through the cave as it's the fastest way and eliminates vertical barriers. If not, it's a toss-up between which Aetherite is closest. It's again on a small cliff, but this time you should see cattleblept creatures in the area. Just follow the path from the outskirts and then hang a left. You will see the current overlooking the Orogenics dungeon entrance on a small cliff. Just head west until you reach Alexandria. There you'll see the current sitting on a bridge. This current is surrounded by Gomphotherum elephants and is overlooking a road atop a cliffside. It's also along the western side of the giant wall dividing this zone. There is a small opening that must be used to reach the cliff where the Aether is. The current is sitting on a small cliff near roaming Iclopsis and is pretty close to the Great Wall of the zone. This current is just east of the submerged skyline and is found between 2 trees in the center of the city. For Aether Currents 1 and 3, you must talk to the canal guard to reach the islander area. You will find this Aether in the middle of the town square where the water show took place. The Aether will be under the gazebo in the center. Head northeast till you hit the winding path. Continue down it and you will come upon the area which the play took place. Up the stairs on all the balcony to the right side you will find the current, just east of Proto-Alexandria. Again, for Aether Currents 3 and 1, you must talk to the canal guard to reach the island or area. From there, just follow the location and you'll find it at the water's edge by the gondolas. From where the guards drop you off, just hang a left and you'll see the current behind the fence under a gazebo. From the guard drop-off, just head east and you'll find the current hiding behind the ticket counter type building. It's also in between two large Ferris wheels. For this one, take the path northeast from the Aetherite. When you hit the fork in the road, take the left path and follow it. Upon entering the mask room, you will see the current immediately to your left. Make sure to take the ramp down at 12.5 by 13. As soon as you exit the ramp, just continue forward and you will see a building. Take the stairs and the current is to the right by the railing. Like the 6th current, take the northeastern path from the Aetherite and it's a left at the first fork. When you reach the mask room, just ride through it this time and stick to the left wall. You will see the current on the cliff's edge overlooking the lava area. Follow the path west from the Aetherite. You will enter an arena. Just follow it clockwise and exit out the other end. The current will be outside the arena on a pile of rubble. Just follow the path southwest of the Aetherite. The Aether is behind the pillar just off the road to the southwest. That wraps it up for every Aether Current in Dawntrail. There are quest currents that I did not cover, but I will put a link in the description so if you need them, there you go. I hope you guys found this guide useful. If you did enjoy this content and would like to see more, consider becoming a channel or Patreon member. Or if you haven't already, just click the like or subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.